I think we need to spend some time on Rishabh Pant because the man has just been a revelation for the past 4 months. As you pointed out, let's not talk about his batting. The fact that when the chips are down, he somehow gets that real urge to perform and get the runs for India and pull India out of trouble. He's doing that for fun now. That's how Rishabh Pant has grown. He's taken rapid strides in international cricket. But Rishabh Pant, the keeper, I think has silenced all doubters once and for all. Your thoughts on that?
Like I mentioned, I think he's been brilliant with the gloves in this series. But coming back to his batting, if you were to discuss it, I think 2 years ago, or probably around the time India got eliminated in the World 2019 World Cup, where he got out playing that shot to Santner, which I felt was somewhat justified considering the matchup and how the run rate was creeping up and Santner was getting into a rhythm. But there was this thought that he's reckless and he's probably just a slogger and he's not a clutch player. Rishabh Pant has proven all of that wrong if you see in the last 4 5 months, and I say that because he's a very good clutch player. There are so many examples from the past that showcase how he's a clutch player. 2019 IPL, the eliminator versus Sunrisers Hyderabad, Delhi had gotten themselves into a spot, and they'd lost 5 or 6 wickets, and they had to chase some 45 or 40 plus odd in the last 3 overs. They did it courtesy Rishabh Pant, who scored a 21 ball 49, and was the man of the match in their first ever playoff win in 12 years. The second qualifier, he was the top scorer. He scored 36 odd of 23-24 deliveries, and kept batting when no one was batting around him. The 2020 IPL final, he was having a stinker of an IPL. Had lost his shape, couldn't really connect, and people thought that he's not in that right mindset. He's not batting well, etc., etc. But even then, he came out to bat at around 23 for 3 and scored a 38 ball 56 from that position, and had taken Delhi to a very comfortable position till the time he got out, and then the innings derailed again. Then you look at Sydney, 97 in Sydney, batting on that pitch on the fifth day. Then we have seen what he did at Gabba, and now we have seen what he did in Ahmedabad. He came into bat at 80 for 4, and scored 100 and got out when he ensured that India had taken a more than 50 plus lead. And this was a virtual knockout game, because had India lost this game, they would have probably gone out of the WTC final. He did something similar in Chennai in the first test. India had conceded 570 odd runs. They were 73 for 4 when he joined Cheteshwar Pujara and scored 91. So he's as much as of a clutch player as he can get, and he's only going to improve because as he plays a lot more, he will understand his game a lot better, and he'll start becoming even more calculated in the risks he take. Because another thing which because his attacking game is such that he can actually destroy bowlers. Another thing which doesn't get talked about a lot is how good his defensive game is. On Twitter, someone had asked that why did somebody like a Yuvraj didn't do that well, and why is Pant doing but better than Yuvraj? I just feel that it's because Yuvraj's defensive game was not as good as what Rishabh Pant is. Whenever he's playing the drive, he gets to the pitch of the ball very often. With Yuvraj, you sometimes felt that his stride was a little shorter and he played away from the body, which is something that Pant doesn't do a lot. Whenever he's been driving, he's gotten to the pitch of the ball really well, and you saw that in Australia whenever he played against Hazelwood or Cummins. So there's a lot to like about Rishabh Pant. I'm very happy that everyone who follows the sport has now started to see it, and hopefully we can put all those bad and poor jokes which were tasteless to rest now, and admire what is in front of him. And the next time he has a bad phase or a bad series, we are able to back him and remember all these performances and understand that why he's been picked and what he's capable of.
As you pointed out, I think Rishabh Pant has actually put in more than one commendable performance in the last 4 months to win the confidence of 1.3 billion Indians. And definitely, if he does go through a slightly bad patch next time, I'm pretty sure all the Indians will actually be supportive of him and not make those bad jokes, as you mentioned.